According to the World Health Organization, the death toll from the Ebola outbreak now stands at above 4,000. But a new source of funding may help to stop the spread of Ebola. Congress has approved $700 million. Now, this money was left over from the war in Afghanistan. It's now going to be used in the fight against Ebola. The United States also sending 4,000 troops to offer help to healthcare workers in West Africa. Troops already there are setting up tents in Liberia. And Major General Daryl Williams has been working on a Monrovia medical unit. That facility is specifically for healthcare workers, and it will be run by U.S. government health teams.
So while we'll do a lot of tangible things, we'll build this hospital, we'll build these Ebola treatment units, we'll provide these labs and a lot of these tangible things, but there's a lot of intangible nature to this fight. And you want to give people the resiliency, the hope that they can continue on and fight this and see this through.
And that they're not alone.
And that they're not alone.
Now, this is interesting. The Ebola outbreak that we're seeing in West Africa has created demand for protective clothing that is made right here in Alabama.
It's really caused a lot of activity for us. Now it's people wanting it for here.
Workers at Kapler Inc., located in Marshall County, are stitching together hazmat suits called Provents. For a while, their biggest client was the government, but that definitely is changing. Other people are asking for these suits because they say Provent doesn't overheat like hazmat suits do.
Provent, which is a microporous type product that holds out blood and body fluids, but it allows moisture vapor to transmit, making it more comfortable to wear.
Kapler plans to donate 1,000 garments to the group National Nurses United in Liberia. Coming up on the news at 6 o'clock, we are going to take a much deeper look into how hazmat crews responded to a person who was ill and showing signs of illness at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport. How did that incident actually prepare our first responders for the real deal? And what did they learn from it? That's tonight on the news at 6.
A month after the shooting of an unarmed teenager, Michael Brown in Ferguson, protesters are taken to the streets again in St. Louis, Missouri. There are reports this afternoon that one person is dead and another person is in critical condition. Now, police say that an off-duty officer fired 17 rounds at an armed suspect, but they say that was after the 18-year-old shot at the officer 3 times. The officer says the suspect and 2 other men ran away when they saw him patrolling a neighborhood. Now, the officer chased the men, caught up to the suspect. They got into a fight and then exchanged gunfire.
I know emotions are high and I know tensions are high, but the reality is what we've seen, or what the evidence tells me right now, is an individual pointed a gun at a police officer, fired at least 3 rounds and continued to pull the trigger.
The 18-year-old is deceased.
Your food bill, your food's been going up by 50%. Your income's been going up by 23%.
The cost of living continues to increase, but paychecks are not. A closer look at inflation after the break. Stay with us.